Welcome back to another video. And today we got some very dark feminist org collective shouts. I fucking butchered that shit. So our feminist org collective shout claims digital abuse as gamers call out their censorship celebration. They fucking went into private mode. What a bunch of fucking snowflakes. Anyways, let's get into it.
It's pretty clear that feminist organizations like Collective Shout are partially getting their way. They are getting payment
Stupid. They
processors to
fucking
listen to
shouldn't.
their complaints. But on the flip side, they're not totally winning because not everybody is on their side. They are facing a major backlash right now. And it just goes to show.
Yeah, I mean, just look at Japan. Japan's already starting to fucking fight back against this. You have that petition on I think she has it down here on change.org, yeah, to essentially get these payment processors to not listen to these imbeciles, because honestly, who the fuck are payment processors to tell us what we can and can't consume? That's sort of the opposite of what a free open market is. So yeah,
The
it's kind of
gamers are
stupid.
willing to defend their hobby tooth and nail. I have a few
Yeah.
different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create,
It's so stupid because it's like, okay, cool. A game about a brother kissing a sister gets removed, but GTA, Red Dead, Call of Duty, and all those other games where you're quite literally killing other people still remain up and running. It's kind of like pretty fucking stupid, if you ask me, how they're pushing this very, very obvious fucking agenda of, oh, these games, we don't like them, so we're gonna get them removed and do everything in our power to get them removed by complaining and whining and bitching and moaning like the Karens we are. It's so stupid.
check out the links in the description, join the community and my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now,
Yeah.
over the past week or so, we've all been talking about Collective Shout and feminist organizations within the gaming industry. These people do not actually care about our hobbies, and I personally don't believe that they really care about.
I don't even think they're fucking grifters. I think they're just bored housewives that want to see what they can get away with. That's literally it. That's literally what I think they are. I genuinely don't believe they give a shit about anything other than lining their own pockets.
Protecting girls or protecting women. Like, they really just care about lining their own pockets and making a profit off of the word woman. It is an insult to women across the world, but
Yeah, it is. Like, how are you gonna claim that you're doing all this to protect women from the male gaze and misogyny, but you won't go after the very, very predatory OnlyFans or Fansleys, for that matter? How are you gonna attack video games, which are a work of fiction, fictional media that affect no one in any way, shape, or form in real life, but you won't go after OnlyFans, which has these very predatory tactics to get girls to sign up the moment they turn 18 and become legal women, to exploit them for their bodies and eventually just crush their minds and souls when they realize that this isn't something that they actually wanted and they were sold and fed a lie. That and these fake promises of grandeur because they sold images of their fucking butthole and their roast beef Arby's sandwich on fucking OnlyFans for the price of a literal kids meal off the dollar menu. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever when you think about it that way. It's like, if you were really trying to protect women, wouldn't you go after the thing that quite literally harms women the most instead of going after fake media, fantasy media, literally shit that doesn't affect anyone IRL, video games? Like, what?
there
and
are
then
plenty of
and then gloat about it on the internet, and then once the backlash starts hitting really fucking hard, go into fucking protective mode on Twitter. So
organizations
insane.
exactly like
What a
this.
bunch of
We previously saw
hypocrites.
Feminist Frequency try to grift off of the gaming industry, and that went terribly.
Yeah,
But Collective Shout has been getting some
so
major
stupid.
backlash over the past couple of days, and they actually had just recently decided to protect their posts on X by locking down their account, which
Yeah, they even have it here. A grassroots campaign movement against the objectification of women and sexualization of girls in media, advertising in popular culture. Okay, well, guess what? OnlyFans is a part of media. It uses advertising tactics, and it is now currently part of the popular culture as more and more women are signing up for it to sell their bodies online. Why aren't you going after them? Hmm? Why don't you try to get them to stop very blatantly abusing women and sexualizing and objectifying women on their website? Because that's all it is. All OnlyFans is the sexualization and objectification of women. And not a single thing about OnlyFans is being done by Collective Shout. But instead, they'll target video games, which don't affect women in a negative way. And as a matter of fact, affect women in a positive way because some of these video games that they get banned, women also buy and play to escape from reality. Like, it makes no sense.
Isn't particularly shocking, but of course they are not going to be silent. It's not like they're stopping their efforts trying to,
Nope.
accept the fact that people
Now,
don't
what?
like them and trying to listen to
Let's see if
us.
she
No, no,
says
no.
it.
They just want to hide in their echo chamber and they only want
They should go
like-minded
to Blue
people to
Sky.
be able to interact with them. Of course, that's not going to work out particularly well for them, given there are people like their co-founders and campaigners on social media who are very vocal in regards to their cause, who are really just stirring the pot. They're causing
Yep.
themselves
The fuck?
more
Oh,
problems.
that's her
And to
thing.
top all of that off, even though they had locked down their account, they actually decided to
Oh my
unlock it for a
fucking
little
god.
while to make this long post
So
about digital
cringe.
abuse, and then they went back to being private. It's like they just cannot help themselves. They don't know how to fix the situation. I think that they expected a certain level of backlash, but I genuinely don't think they expected this much backlash. But I'm really glad to see that gamers are speaking up for their hobby and they're not taking these people's BS. So Collective
Yep.
Shout had actually posted this over on their X saying, "Digital abuse, female gamers speak out." This quote came from a gamer and survivor who spoke out against
So
platforms
stupid.
selling these types of inappropriate deemed games, they believe, not just for herself, but for every woman who's been silenced, sidelined, or abused. Now, there's
Okay, what about the women who buy these games and enjoy playing these games because their topics are so controversial? Because the topics are very hard hitting, and because the topics are weigh very heavy on people's psyche and soul. What about those women? So, fuck the women who enjoy these types of games, I guess? Kind of a little odd there, huh? You claim that you're doing this for women, but there are obviously women who would buy these games and enjoy these games and enjoy the experience of these games, even though the topic is something like rape or incest or some type of psychological abuse game. Like, you think men are the only ones buying video games nowadays? No. Like, women play video games too. My fucking mom plays video games. She has a PS4. Or not a PS4. She has two fucking PS5s. One that she uses literally only for gaming, that's connected to her PS5 Steam Deck. I don't know what it's called, but that's what I'll call it. And another one that's literally just for media apps, like, or streaming apps rather, not media apps, same fucking difference, I guess, like Netflix, Hulu, and all that other those other streaming platforms. So what about her? What if she wants to buy one of these games and experience one of these games just to see what it's all about, knowing that it may deal with rape or incest or some other controversial topic? She can't just because another group of Karens said, no, 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 you're not allowed to play that. It makes zero fucking sense whatsoever.
a quote here that says, "To allow this type of digital abuse makes them equally a perpetrator and a pimp," and it just says from a female gamer and survivor. So
Guess what? No one's forcing you to consume this digital media. No one's holding a gun to your head, forcing you to put in your credit card information, and forcing you to buy these games and play them. Guess what? You can go onto Steam, say you don't want to see this type of content, or say you don't want to see anything from this publisher, and those games won't pop up on your feed and they won't be recommended to you. seems like a pretty simple fucking solution to all of this is to just ignore it and not pay any attention to it. But no, no, no. These bored fucking housewives in Australia have to fucking voice their opinions, and then here come the payment processors that are like, oh, well, this is a moral grandstanding. We're doing it for the women, for the women. When in reality, the payment processors are only doing this just to test just to literally test the waters to see how far they could push this. And it looks like they haven't gotten far, and they won't get any farther because Japan's already taken action, America's already taken action, and I'll get into how America's taken action in a bit
I have
when
a
she
feeling
covers
it
some
was
other
really
thing.
just one of the people who actually is a part of this organization. I don't really believe that they had somebody reach out to them and say this. No, it's just
Yeah.
a way too convenient. I believe that it's just them spewing lies, saying, oh my god, there's this woman that reached out to us. I don't think anybody is reaching out to them to really give them support. But they had done
Yep.
a thread, and the
That's so
second message
wild.
in it said, while we were calling for these titles, like No Mercy, to be pulled from Steam,
So
many female
stupid.
gamers spoke out against games which I think that's what they mean, trivialize men's violence against women, survivors of abuse and assault themselves. They objected to
Guess
their
what?
experiences being turned into entertainment. Some
Guess what? Some of these experiences aren't there for entertainment. They're there to educate. That's why these games are made. Some of these games with these very controversial topics are there to make you feel uncomfortable so that way you know just how disgusting this type of stuff can be. It is. Like, rape is disgusting as shit. Incest is also disgusting as shit. No doubt about any of that. But guess what? A lot of people don't really understand just how horrible those two things can be. So, what do people do? They make them into video games so that way individuals can see how terrible this is. Are there a few spoiled cookies in the fucking cookie jar? Sure, there are a few that will obviously buy these games because they enjoy these topics and they get a kick out of it. But the majority of people aren't like that. That's a small minute of people, just like how collective shout is a small minute group of people that are voicing their opinions. And it's stupid to say that these video games are literally there just for entertainment value. You don't know what they're there. You don't know what the purpose behind their development is. You don't know what the thought process of the developer was when he was making these video games. So you can't just chalk it down to, oh, they're being made just for entertainment. Like, no, they could be being made for shock value. So that way, if you play a game that deals with rape, you see just how horrible rape is and how horrible rape can be for the person who is being raped. It's utterly fucking ridiculous. And let's not even get into the fact that it's not just men who rape women. Let's not get into the fact that women also rape women and there are women who rape men. It's fucking ridiculous.
times art is uncomfortable, and I do genuinely feel
Yep,
bad that people were hurt, that there was violence against them, that they were abused. That is a very terrible thing and a tragic
it
thing
is, and I
that they went
agree.
through. But ultimately, sometimes art is going to be uncomfortable, and you are going to see
Yeah,
depictions in video games, movies, TV shows, books, entertainment in general that make you uncomfortable. Like if we read 1984 and we see what's going on in the world right now, you're probably going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Are we going to ban
yep.
1984?
No, that's
Absolutely not.
stupid.
Oh, if there's a character in a video game that uses a gun and somebody got shot, do we need to ban that game? No, because censorship is a slippery slope. And that is
Yeah.
why I personally have been
You
so
can't
vocal
monitor
in terms of
censorship.
censorship on this channel for years now. Over 6 years, I have been discussing the video game industry and Steam and Nintendo and Sony banning certain titles, forcing developers to censor themselves, and I will continue to do so And in the case of No Mercy or all of these sex games that
So
are being
stupid. So
banned, that
fucking
are being
stupid,
removed
dude.
from platforms, I understand that there are people out there who say, I don't really care about the content. It's not that big of a deal to me. But the right to free speech is more important than the content of speech. I think that that is a fantastic quote. And I think that it is important that we repeat that constantly, because I will sit here and defend content, even if I personally would not consume it, even if I
Yeah.
personally would.
I don't consume rape and incest content whatsoever, but I will still sit here and advocate for the right to people to be able to express it however they want. If people want to make a fucking video game out of it, they should be able to. Video game is an art form. Video games are an art form after all. If, fucking Van Gogh had a piece depicting this horrible rape scene, I'm sure no one would be advocating to censor that. It would be fucking stupid because it's art. Same with video games. Video games are a form of art. Why are we censoring art?
Not play these types of games or monetarily support them, they do have a right to exist, because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, we are talking about pixels, we are talking about fictional characters, and these do not actually harm anybody. If you are a woman or even a man who sees something in a video game that personally bothers you, that makes you uncomfortable, shut off the
Don't
screen,
consume
maybe
it.
call your
Yeah.
therapist, take your medication, and try to talk through it and think logically about the fact that this is not real, it is not an experience that is currently happening to you. And sometimes, yeah, you are just going to be uncomfortable. Like, I personally don't care about the Saw movies. I don't like the Saw movies.
I
What
love the
do?
Saw
I don't watch the
movies.
Saw movies. I don't sit here and complain about them and how they
Yeah, she
shouldn't
doesn't try to
exist.
get them
It's
banned.
as though many women have reached out to us privately, silenced from speaking publicly, knowing the abuse and threats of violence they will be.
Silenced where exactly? Where are they being silenced? Because Twitter is a free speech platform. Blue Sky is an echo chamber of all this shit, so I'm sure they're able to speak freely there about all this stuff. So, where exactly are they being silenced? Who is silencing them? Where are your sources for this mass silencing of women speaking out?
Subjected to if they do. They thanked us for our campaign to get these games off of Steam and itch.io. We stand
Let's
with all
pat
these women. Of
ourselves in
course,
the
you only
back.
stand with women who push the narrative that you want to push. You're ignoring women like Savvy, you're ignoring women like Lumi, women like myself, who are being very vocal and saying that entertainment should stay entertainment and it should not be censored. You are
Yeah.
only supporting the women that you personally can profit off of, and that is why people do not like you. That is why you are being called out on your BS. And I mean, this thread is filled with comments of people saying, yeah, they're absolutely hacks, totally and completely. They're building a
Nothing
case
but a
for mass
bunch of
removal of
Karens.
anything they deem inappropriate. Legal action may be needed to stop these individuals. And I do agree. I think that they are just.
If this is them, they literally look like a bunch of fucking Karens. Holy shit, dude. I've been saying that as a joke, but they literally look like Karens who would come knocking on your door if this is them and complain and bitch and moan that your kids are playing in their own front lawn. Like, they would literally come out of their house, come over to your house, knock on your door, and complain to you that the kids are playing on your own property, on your own lawns, with their toys and the swing sets you built for them. Like, holy shit, dude. Bitches who have nothing better to do than complain and moan on the internet. Holy shit.
Trying their very best to stay relevant in this situation and voice their hatred
So
for
stupid.
men and games. And of course, because gaming is a male dominated hobby and space, right? They want to ultimately control it and censor things because, God forbid, men have things that they enjoy. But yeah.
She says it's a male dominated hobby, and sure, it is a majority of men, but there are more and more women joining this hobby. We cannot deny that. There are more and more women that are picking up playing video games, even if it's the same fucking shit like League of Legends and Valorant or fucking Fortnite. You can't deny that they're picking up video games, and from those three games that they play, they might branch out to other stuff. Excuse me. Like, fucking Guthuk said on a stream that one of his friends, who's female, who plays video games, she primarily plays nothing but Valorant and League, and she literally asked him if he thought that she would enjoy Borrow Trauma. That's her branching out to a completely different fucking genre and a completely different way of playing than is League of Legends and fucking Valorant. Fucking Borrow Trauma is nothing like those two games, and she's contemplating playing that. So to sit here and say that, oh, women won't play these types of games and blah 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 blah, that's a fucking lie. You never know what games they'll pick up because you can't predict what someone is feeling like they want to play. They might play the fucking No Mercy video game and whatnot, and they might be like, holy shit, this is horrible and disgusting, but I've learned from this experience of playing this game, and I now know how horrible and disgusting it is, even at a deeper, more spiritual level now that I've played this game. Obviously, I'm fucking throwing in a very, very specific example, but you can't deny that there are some women out there who might feel this way that I am describing.
I mean, there are people who are saying, how is censoring digital abuse supposed to curb real life abuse? Like, I'm not getting
Yeah.
the logic. The whole thing just comes off as a group of lunatics on a power trip. That is
Like
all.
I kept saying earlier, they'll go after video games, but they won't go after something like OnlyFans or Fansly, and it's very fucking stupid.
All that it is really about to these people is power and profit and control. Why are they so fixated on digital abuse? Is stopping actual abuse not more pertinent? This Karen clown car of an organization only cares about power plays.
Glad I'm
They
not the
don't
only
give
ones
a
calling
single
them
shit
Karens.
about victims, which is so totally true. And that's why they're getting wrecked by gamers right now. And you absolutely love to see it. I mean, they completely deserve all the backlash that they're getting. So I had posted this over on my X account. And while the first part
shit.
has to do with the Supreme Court, the rest of it is universal. And I think it's so important for people to hear. The U.S. Supreme Court has interpreted the First Amendment's protection of speech to extend well beyond speeches and books to virtually anything that the human creative impulse can produce. The first
That's really good. Anything that is created in a creative manner is really good, because that includes stuff like video games. That includes stuff like anime. That includes stuff like cartoons, such as, for example, South Park that just came out with its new season. Like, it encapsulates so much stuff, and I'm glad that they're extending it to not just be speech, freedom of speech and the books and whatnot.
Amendment embodies the belief that in a free and democratic society, individual adults must be free to decide for themselves what to read, write, paint, draw, compose, see, and hear. Provocative
Good.
and controversial art and in-your-face entertainment frequently test our commitment to this belief. Why oppose censorship when scenes of murder dominate video entertainment? When works of art can direct...
How many like, bro, how many movies are just movies about people killing other people, but in a fantasy setting? Just look at the entire fucking Underworld series, where it's lichens versus vampires. At the end of the day, you're seeing people killing people, even if there are monsters. They're still people killing people in media. Like, the actors are killing, quote unquote, other actors. Like Avengers, you see how many deaths happen in Avengers, how many villains get killed off in Avengers, in fucking anything Marvel related. Like, you see fucking other people killing other people in almost any type of media, but for some reason they're gonna go after this other thing, which makes no sense whatsoever. It's fucking ridiculous.
Directly insult people's religious beliefs. And when pornography abounds on the internet, why not let the majority's morality and taste dictate what others can look at or listen to? The answer is simple and timeless. A free society is based on an individual's right to decide what art they want or do not want to see. Once you allow the government to censor one person, it has the power to censor you or something you like. And I think that
And
it
they
is
shouldn't be
so
censoring
important
anyone.
that a statement like this is seen by these feminist freaks. It's not that we're porn addicted, brain rotted pedo gamers, as the feminists like to call us, specifically the co-founder of Collective Shout. You are just somebody who
So
is
cringe.
anti-censorship. and you are somebody who believes that entertainment should be allowed to be a bit controversial. It is allowed to be a little bit uncomfortable, and ultimately, adults should be able to consume content made for adults. Things should not be
Yeah.
sanitized, things should not be political.
We're all grown adults. Why the fuck are we not allowed to consume adult content? It makes zero sense. Like, what are they gonna censor next? Are they gonna go after South Park again for the 9 jillionth fucking time? Or are they gonna go after something like Family Guy or American Dad? Or how about Rick and Morty? Or fucking any other type of adult cartoons that are out there? Hell, why would they stop at there? Why not censor Steven Universe because it depicts children in Steven? Why not go after Teen Titans Go? Why not go after The Amazing World of Gumball, you know? Because it depicts furry relationships. Where does it end realistically? Where do you draw the line? And when it comes to something like censorship, you can't draw a line and say it ends here because it's not that black and white. It's all the same shade of gray, and you can't dictate what, and people, you shouldn't be able to dictate what people can and can't consume legally when they're adults consuming adult content. It's so stupid.
Politically correct. And if in 5 years or 10 years, credit card companies and the government, right, control our entertainment, everything is going to be sanitized and politically correct. And that is not a world that I and many other people.
Yeah, it'll all become V from Vendetta. This dystopian world that they constantly state that they're trying to protect you from is what it will become. And it's stupid as shit. It's like, okay, we start censoring video games. What's next? We start censoring books. We're already slightly doing that with what they're allowing, kids to read and shit. They already, they're, to my knowledge, I don't know if they've even stated this, but isn't 1984 or whatever that book is called pulled from school libraries? I know Fahrenheit 451 isn't in school libraries anymore. That book is literally about the censorship of books and controlling what people can and cannot read. And it's pretty fucking ridiculous. Like, it's so ridiculous. No one should be able to tell anyone what they can and cannot consume. If it's adult content, sure. You can't give adult content to a child. Whatever. Fuck it. That's one line we can draw very distinctively, okay? Adult content should be for adults. But if that's the argument you're going to go with, okay, how are we going to monitor all the kids that are on Call of Duty? All the kids that are playing GTA? All the kids that are playing Fortnite? You're still killing other people in Fortnite. It's still cartoon violence. How are you going to monitor that? Yeah, we have the ratings and whatnot, but, they'll just get a parent to go buy them the game. So you can't really monitor it, so why the fuck are you trying to monitor it and censor things to begin with? It makes no sense. Now, I'm not saying that the ratings should go away, but I'm just saying there are ways to work around this, and people who want to consume this media will always find a way to consume it. So censoring it is fucking pointless as shit. It's a waste of fucking time, and it's a waste of the taxpayers' dollars.
So important that we continue to fight back against these organizations. We voice how unhappy we are with the itch.ios, with the Steams, with the Nintendos.
So fucking ridiculous.
Hey, maybe soon the big three will make a statement on this and how disappointed they are. Maybe they will actually defend gamers and stick up for us. This is, of course, making waves
No, they won't.
on social media right now. So
Steam already implemented a new rule that states that they will bend the knee to payment processors, so they won't do anything. Nintendo is Nintendo, so, they don't give two shits. A majority of their content is supposed to be quote-unquote family-friendly to begin with, so they're not going to do jack shit about it. And I don't know much about itch.io, so I can't really give my opinion on that.
There's a lot to get through in terms of the coverage, but I will continue to do so, and I know that so many other content creators are as well. But yeah, right now these feminists are getting absolutely laughed at by gamers, and you love to
Yes, they
see it.
are.
But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.
All right, and I'll keep fucking bringing this up too. Like, we have this. This is what our government is currently trying to push. All right, the Fair Access to Banking Act, which would protect people from, these fucking very entitled, is the word I'm going to use, because this is what they're being entitled. Very entitled payment processors from being able to dictate what they can and cannot consume. Because, like I keep saying, where do you draw the line? Right now, it's video games. But what if you're trying to buy a book, let's say Fahrenheit 451? Let's say you're trying to buy that book at Barnes and Nobles. Okay, the Barnes and Noble swipes your card. Oh, it's a Visa card. Oh, it's not going through. Why? Because you're buying a book that they deem isn't appropriate for people to read. Then you're like, what the fuck? Let's say you want to go out and buy 50 Shades of Grey. Let's say you want to buy 50 Shades of Grey. You want to watch that movie that's quite literally geared to be towards women. Okay, you go out, you want to buy that movie, you swipe your card. Oh, no, you can't buy it because it depicts very, very hardcore sex scenes, we'll say. I can't really articulate what I'm thinking right now really well. But let's say you want to buy that, and they're like, no, because, it shows whatever her fucking name is being excruciatingly dominated and whipped really hard in her ass by Christian Grey. Okay, great. You can't consume that media. Okay, why? It's an adult movie and you're an adult buying that movie. Why can't you consume it? Why? Because payment processor said, no, you can't buy it. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Where do you draw the line? And it's just stupid. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube jazz if you enjoyed. And remember to be safe out there. Shit, like, there was just another shooting in fucking New Mexico and whatnot. I believe it was New Mexico. Shit, let me see if I can check the alerts real quick so that way I can inform y'all appropriately of what I saw. Let's see. Fucking annoying. Let me guess. It's not gonna load. Well, I saw that there were two shootings. Two fucking shootings and whatnot. Let's see if they're still here. Yeah, New Mexico campus. There was a shooting at the University of New Mexico campus. And, what does that say? And another man sustained a facial injury from a gang shooting. So, yeah, be fucking safe out there. Be careful. Take care of yourselves, always be looking over your shoulder. I hate that I have to say this, but in this day and age you have to be, because you never know what psycho's gonna come out of nowhere with a gun and start shooting up someplace. So yeah, be safe out there, be careful, protect yourselves, and remember to question everything, believe nothing, and always seek the deeper truth. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.